In this lesson, we are going to be talking about solving equations. These equations have variables on both sides of the equation, so we want to solve these slightly different than other equations. First, we want to start out by simplifying the equation by doing the distributive property if needed. Then we are going to continue simplifying the equation by combining like terms. If needed. This next step is a different step than we've previously discussed since we have variables on both sides. Step 3 is to move the variables to one side. And it doesn't matter which side we move the variable to, but typically students like to see the variable on the left side. So that's how we'll be working these problems today. After all three steps are done, you now have a two-step equation that you can solve. Let's take a look at some examples. Number 1, we don't have any parentheses. When we're looking to combine like terms, remember, we only look at one side of the equation. So on the left side, we have 5y minus 8. These are not like terms that can be combined. On the right side, we have 3y plus 12. Again, not like terms that can be combined. So then we need to move to step 3. We want to move our variable term of 3y to the left side. In order to move this whole term, we're going to do the opposite. The opposite of 3y is minus 3y. And we're going to line that minus 3y up with our 5y, since those are like terms. 5y minus 3y is 2y, minus 8 equals 3 minus 3 is 0, so that cancels out 12. And like I said before, after we complete steps 1, 2, and 3, we are left with a two-step equation that we can solve by doing the opposite. So we are going to add 8 to both sides, which leaves us with 2y equals 20. Divide both sides by 2, which leaves us with y equals 10. Since my variable is isolated and I have that y equals one single number, I know I am done with the problem. Y equals 10. Just like with our other problems, we can take that answer and we can check it by plugging it in. 5 times 10 minus 8 equals 3 times 10 plus 12. 50 minus 8 equals 30 plus 12. 42 equals 42, which shows us that our answer of y equals 10 is true. Let's take a look at another example. Number 2. Actually, let's go ahead and highlight number 2 and number 3 and number 4. Highlight 5 and 6, and let's take a look at number 7 together. If you notice, number 7 has parentheses, so we need to distribute in this case. We distribute what's directly in front of the parentheses, so 3 times 6p and 3 times negative 1, which gives us 18p minus 3. Equals 11p minus 45. Be sure you are bringing down the rest of the equation as you work. Looking at the left side, we have no like terms to combine. Looking at the right side of our equation, we have no like terms to combine. So then step 3 is to move our variable to the left. Remember, to move anything across the equal sign, we need to do the opposite operation. So instead of 11p, we have minus 11p on both sides, lining up our like terms. 18p minus 11p is 7p. Bring down minus 3 equals negative 45. I am left with a two-step equation. To solve the two-step equation, we're going to start by adding 3 to both sides. Remember, we're doing the opposite operation, which leaves me with 7p equals negative 45 plus 3 is negative 42. I'm not done because my variable isn't isolated yet. I need to get rid of the 7 in front of the p. So we're going to divide both sides by 7, which is p equals negative 6, because a negative divided by a positive is a negative, and 42 divided by 7 is 6. So we have an answer of p equals negative 6. Let's take a look at another one. Number 8. Number 8 has two sets of parentheses, which means we are going to have to distribute twice. The first time we distribute, 2 times 4w is 8w. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. Equals negative 10 times w is negative 10w. Negative 10 times negative 3 is positive 30. Don't forget to bring down your plus 4. Next, we check for like terms. On the left side, 8w minus 2, we do not have any like terms. On the right side, negative 10w plus 30 plus 4, we do have like terms. We can combine 30 plus 4, which gives us 34. And then we want to bring down the rest of our equation. Now that we've combined like terms, we can bring any variables over to the left side by doing the opposite. So we're going to add 10w to both sides, because that is the opposite of negative 10w. Make sure when you add 10w to both sides that you are lining up like terms. You do not want to put the 10w underneath the negative 2. When we add 10w to both sides, we get 18w minus 2 equals 34. Now we have a two-step equation that we can solve by adding 2 to both sides, which gives us 18w equals 36, and then dividing both sides by 18. Which is w equals 36 divided by 18 equals 2. W equals 2 is our final answer. Go ahead and highlight number 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then you can mark out the summary at the bottom of the page.